Hello and welcome to WTF, where we help you transform food in your kitchen. I'm Janie.
I'm Roman.
And on this channel, we talk about unique ingredients, techniques, and show you new recipes for your kitchen. Now today we are sharing a recipe for eggless mayo. Now there's the obvious reason of you're a vegan or you have an allergy, which might be why you want to stay away from eggs, but you don't want to miss out on having mayo, which is delicious.
Exactly.
But aside from that, we've run into people who are worried about egg costs.
Right.
People who are thinking like, okay, what about salmonella? So we definitely want to give everyone an alternative recipe that tastes as good as egg-full mayo.
Or better.
Yeah, or better because it's Roman, so it has to be at least as good or better. So I'm going to let Roman take it away because this recipe is really quick and simple, and I don't want you to miss any of it. So Roman, let's talk us through, thinking about what exactly would make an eggless mayo.
Well, so going into this, I was like, all right, let's make this eggless mayo. So, as usual, did my research, looked at a couple of different recipes, went to the market, looked at a couple of different brands and whatnot, and I saw that one of the main things in eggless mayos were, a mix of hydrocolloids, stabilization factors, flavorings, as you would have in regular mayo. So this recipe that I came up with is an amalgamation of a bunch of different recipes that I looked at and stuff that I read online. Pretty simple, like you said, straightforward. It's very quick. It's very easy to make. What I found about this recipe is that it mimics a mayo made with egg almost exactly.
Okay, perfect.
It's perfect. It's very quick. It's very easy. So we're going to run through that recipe right now.
Perfect.
How about it?
Let's get going.
Let's do it. All right. So first what we want to do is we want to dry mix our ingredients. We have some salt, some sugar. Now, I did see a lot of recipes use aquafaba. We're not going to use aquafaba in ours. We're going to use Versawhip. Same thing. What I found using the Versawhip is that it's going to have a longer life. So you're not going to have that aquafaba, that high protein tends to make things go bad faster.
Yep.
All right. And then, so we're going to add this is some 210S, which is for stabilization, to hold everything together. Citric acid for flavoring, to give it that acidic touch.
Yep, you need that little tang.
Exactly. A little bit of Guar Gum, that is going to be for texture. And mustard powder for flavor.
Okay.
So now that we have it all together, we're just going to quickly dry mix this, just to make sure that when we put it in, it disperses evenly.
Cool. And just to touch upon the shelf life thing, I think when we were testing, you made a batch, and how long did you say it lasted and with no preservatives?
2.5 weeks.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good considering that a lot of people that do make these using aquafaba, which is, it's a great way to do it. Theirs usually last about 6 days.
Yeah, and also with aquafaba, you have to open up a can of chickpeas in order to get the liquid from it.
Exactly, and so this is a lot easier. So, all right, now that we have our dry mix, we have our water, which we're going to put right into the blender, and then we're going to start that up, and then we're going to slowly add in our dry ingredients as the blender's mixing.
Okay. And as always, you want to add them slowly to avoid clumping.
Exactly.
So I know people get impatient, they want to dump it in and it doesn't work. And then they're like, why is it lumpy? Well,
yeah. All right, so now that we have it all in there, we're just gonna, one of the things you want to do is you have that Versawhip in there, which is gonna act like the egg in this, and this is gonna start to froth. And you want to make sure you wait until that Versawhip has gotten this almost like, if you're whipping egg whites, you get like hard, soft. You want to get somewhere in between soft and medium before you start adding your oils in there.
Okay.
Or you won't be able to emulsify it in there.
Okay, so that's an important tip.
That's a very important tip. It's going to be in the recipe. So you're looking, there you go. Now, I don't know if we're catching this, but it's starting to thicken up. You can see the way it's starting to pull in. And so now we want to start adding in our oil.
Okay.
And you want to do it in a slow stream. So we're going to turn this up just a little bit more. I'm slowly adding this in. And you really want to do this because if you don't slowly add in the oil, what will happen is it'll immediately start to separate. And that's the last thing you want.
Yeah. I think that's pretty similar to most emulsions where you just cannot add the oil.
Exactly. Even if you're making a regular mayo, you have to follow the same steps. So this is no different.
What kind of oil are you using right there?
So right now I'm using a vegetable oil, but in this recipe I actually use 2 oils. And the reason I do that is because just using this vegetable oil won't give it the texture that I'm looking for. Now, it will make a nice mayo, but I also add a little bit of olive oil, which is a heavier oil, and it helps with the texture, it gives it a little bit more body to it.
Okay.
All right, so as you can see, it's starting to slow down a little bit. I'm just gonna turn this up just a little bit more. And now I'm gonna add the olive oil. Same, slowly. There you go, that's in there. Now I'm gonna turn this off just for a second, and I'm gonna scrape the sides down, just to make sure that we're gonna get that all in there.
So I don't know if the camera can see it past the blender, but it's already getting that mayo texture.
Exactly.
100%.
And now we'll just incorporate that in there. Now if you want, you can let this go. I've tested this, and I've let it spin for about 3-4 minutes without it breaking up. Usually the friction of a blender will raise the heat up, and that'll cause it to break. But I found that even spinning this an extensive amount of time doesn't break it.
That's awesome.
I'd say we're ready to go. I'm going to turn it off, and I'll let you take a look at that texture.
Wow.
One of the things I do like to do, don't do this at home.
Okay.
I will do that, and
that was a bold move.
yeah, I've had it go the other way.
I was about to say that'd be a
But yeah, but this is perfect. This is exactly where you want it. We're gonna spoon this out into a bowl so you can get a good idea of how the texture of it is.
Okay, cool.
So now we'll get this into this bowl, and you'll take a look at the texture, just so you can see. And that is
mayo texture.
That is mayo right there. It's got everything: texture, sheen, body. Look at that. That's beautiful.
It's indistinguishable from a standard mayo.
All right.
All right, I gotta taste this a little bit. Can you hand me? I'll use that spoon. I don't care.
There you go.
Okay. I mean, I'm just eating straight mayo, so.
Yeah. I think it's good enough to eat straight, to be honest with you. It's all there.
It's super creamy. It's rich. It's tangy.
Yep.
Yeah. It's delicious.
It's delicious. I'm always surprised, when we're coming up with these recipes. But again, I tasted it right after I made it. This is probably like the 8th or 9th iteration of it. But after I tasted this iteration, I was just like, that's it. It's like perfect.
Yeah. So of course, unless you can put this straight on a sandwich. But we were like, okay, you can also make fun things with it. We made a couple of different aiolis. You can find the recipe in the links in the description below for both the mayo and, of course, the aiolis. And, of course, remember, subscribe, like, and hit that notification button because every week we're coming out with a fun new recipe. All right, what's this?
So this is our aioli, garlic. So we roasted up some garlic and just mixed. Super easy. No, big hubbub there.
Okay.
Taste that. Tell me what you think.
All right. Oh. Okay, I really love this one.
Yes, it's really good.
Yeah, the roasted garlic flavor is fantastic. Great job.
Thank you.
What's this one?
All right, so this is one made with some chili sauce.
Okay, now I need a spoon.
All right.
I can't eat that much spicy anymore, so I've got to go gentle on the chili sauce. This one's really good too.
I'm telling you.
Honestly, if you didn't know that this had no eggs in it, you would never be able to tell.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
That's how close it is to a regular mayo.
Yeah. So over here we just have like a little burger that we made that will to taste it. I think I'm gonna go. I'm going.
You're gonna go. I thought you were gonna.
It's because I can't eat that much spicy.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one little bite.
All right.
It's fantastic.
It's you can't tell the difference.
I love this recipe. It's super easy. It's probably costs less, right?
Yeah, it does.
Get this recipe in the links in the description below. Give it a shot and you can make any aioli that you like. Let us know what you like. And until next week, from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie.
I'm Roman. Today we're gonna make the best mayo you've ever had without eggs. Let's try that again.
It's like with
Do it one time.
the blue steel.
That look, yeah, that was the look I was going for. What's the
Zoolander.
That's what I was going
Isn't
for.
that what blue steel is?
Yeah,
The look like?
that's from Blue. All right. Sorry, but
That's good. That's
all
good.
right.